Thank you. Tonight, the family of the gunman, Myron May, now revealing new insight about him, saying there was no indication he was planning something so tragic. Our Jacqueline Ingles joins us live in Tallahassee with that exclusive interview tonight. Jacqueline?
Almost 24 hours ago, just beyond this crime scene tape, here on the steps of this library, Myron May took his last breaths, and tonight his uncle is opening up about the Thanksgiving plans they had. But instead of coming together for dinner next week, May's family will be coming together for a very different reason: his funeral.
He was going to get together with me and cook Thanksgiving dinner.
Preparing Thanksgiving dinner with his nephew Myron Mays is a memory Wallace Freeman won't be making. Instead, he's planning the 31-year-old's burial.
His mother's birthday was yesterday, so I know it's a heartbreaker to her.
Freeman last saw his nephew on Saturday. He spent the night before returning to this guest house family friends were letting him live in 6 miles away in Weewahitchka. He would leave the very next day to visit friends at FSU.
It's a shock because he was quiet.
May moved back to the Florida Panhandle just 3 weeks ago after living in Houston and New Mexico, where trouble found the lawyer just last month.
He saw a guy with a gun at his apartment.
Then there was this, a police report filed with the Las Cruces Police Department by his ex-girlfriend, claiming May was harassing her and recently developed a severe mental disorder, believing police were bugging his home and even putting cameras in his car. When ABC Action News gained exclusive access to May's cottage, we found this, a half-full bottle of hydroxyzine, a drug commonly used to treat anxiety and nervousness.
He wasn't a monster. He was nice, sweet young man.
His friends told us he was also having financial issues. Here he is on a camping trip earlier this month studying for the Florida bar. Now tonight, while his family is thankful May did not kill anyone, they're struggling to answer why he opened fire and wounded 3 innocent people at his alma mater.
We don't know what went down, but we're in shock because he was no kind of person like that.
May's mother is back in Ohio tonight, where he spent the majority of his childhood. He moved here to Florida at the age of 12 and was raised by his grandmother. This will be the 7th family funeral for May's family this year. Live tonight in Tallahassee, Jacqueline Ingles, ABC Action News.
We are getting a better look at the damage this evening's storms caused. Strong winds and pounding rain pummeled several homes, and cleanup is only now getting underway. Rescue workers were called out to multiple neighborhoods tonight, and we continue our team coverage with Jacqueline Ingles. She's live in Haines City with more tonight. Jacqueline.
Well, go ahead and take a look behind me. You can see the mark this storm left on the exterior of these mobile homes. But I want to go ahead and show you what these folks are up against when it comes to inside. You can see the carpet in this home just soaked with rainwater. The roof on this home just put back on within the last 90 minutes, giving this family hope that at least some of their furniture will dry out overnight.
Like a can opener, doesn't it?
Roofs peeled back like lids on a can. House fans now taking up residence on the front lawn.
I wouldn't call it a train. I would say it was more like a huge roar, and I thought, Lord.
Whipping wind and rain playing a game of hopscotch around Haines City tonight, damaging 17 mobile homes. The hardest hit? These homes off Powerline Drive in the Davenport RV Park.
And it kind of skipped. It hit 2 up at the very top of the street.
No one was hurt, and residents are able to stay in their homes tonight. But that won't be easy when the inside of your house has become the outside.
No rain's come in yet, but you can see outside from inside.
Back out live now, I want to show you this pile of debris. This is what some residents are sifting through tonight, trying to find pieces of their home. Now, fire crews told me that they cannot fully assess the damage out here until daylight. For now, we're live in Haines City. Jacqueline Ingles, ABC Action News.
Now at 11, tears over a life cut short. Friends and relatives tonight remembering a young girl who died today from her injuries in a weekend plane crash. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jamison Euler.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, people are gathering in Safety Harbor, holding a vigil for 15-year-old Catherine Bronken and her father, Jeffrey Bronken.
Yeah, they were headed to Florida for a spring break weekend, but died when the father's plane crashed in Clearwater just a few miles from the airport. Our Jacqueline Ingles joins us live in Safety Harbor, where they're being remembered. Jacqueline?
Strangers gathering at this gazebo in Safety Harbor, sending a heartfelt and sympathetic message tonight to the Bronken family of Chicago. The arms of all those here are around you tonight.
We want the people who are victims of the crash in our neighboring town to know that we care about them, and this is a community that cares.
I thought that it was very tragic what happened, and I think that it's best that I come and honor the families.
We want to lend our hearts out to them and know that we're here for them.
One moment of silence for Jeffrey and Katie.
Oh, just a terribly sad day. This can happen to anybody, anywhere. I think that the mom, the family, the friends will really be touched that a community like this got together to do something like this, because they are so far away.
Just want to fill it with color.
All of our hearts together as a community, we're able to build one big heart just for them.
It must be great for the families to feel that other people care.
His work is sought out by people around the world.
Yeah, a tattoo artist in Ybor City is among just a handful behind a new movement within the industry, watercolor tattoos.
Our Jacqueline Ingles explains.
The watercolor is kind of a new age spin on things, and that's what I wanted, like something different.
Marcus Lund is among just a handful of tattoo artists across the world who has the talent to create watercolor tattoos. And he's putting what you would see on a painter's canvas onto people's bodies, right here in Ybor.
All of us that are involved in it are all painters. We're all professional artists. We've all studied it.
Tess Martinez is from New York and sought Lund out. She's inking her entire arm with a surreal scene, an octopus eating an elephant.
He was the guy.
Lund can do anything from a Hello Kitty tattoo to the more abstract, inking images on the skin that appear transparent, the colors suspended, even recreating the textures of a paintbrush stroke.
You have to know where your highs and lows are, because you have bristles that are going to be hitting and bristles that aren't going to be hitting when you're pushing basically the brush across.
But Lund is not using a real brush or stencils, just a tattoo gun and his imagination. He isn't using a special ink either, making this technique very difficult. So few can do it. His striking work landed him on the pop culture site BuzzFeed.
I'll sit at home with the watercolor and water and paper and just sit there and pull streaks and do little abstractions so I can see how it's physically done.
His continuous studying of the technique is what's drawing people's eyes to his work and into his chair.
I'm glad that Marcus is doing it.
In Ybor, Jacqueline Ingles, ABC Action News.
All right, all you ghouls and goblins out there, it's game time. And by game, we mean getting the kids suited up and the candy bowls filled up for Halloween. But before you get too busy, we've got some great last-minute safety advice. Our Jacqueline Ingles, also known as our resident, Hello Kitty star. She's with us right now, live from trick-or-treating headquarters at Old Northeast St. Pete. Hi there, Jackie.
How you doing, Laura? I just couldn't hide my inner cat any longer for Halloween. But let me tell you, the houses are decorated, and I've made some friends out here too. I wanted you to meet somebody. This is Bella, and this is Jack, and they're getting all ready for Halloween. Say hi to everybody at home.
Hi. Hi, Atlanta.
Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a Halloween safety pop quiz for you guys. So, Bella, we're going to have you go first. Let's say you go knock on a door and someone comes out with a candy bowl. But in order to get the candy, the person says you have to come inside their house and you don't know them. What do?
I say no.
Ooh, good answer. And I didn't even give her these questions beforehand. Now, Jack, here's your question. You're digging deep down into that candy bag that you have, and you pull out a piece of candy, but it's not wrapped anymore. There's a tear in it. What do?
You do not eat it.
Oh, very good. One last question for the both of you, whoever answers it first. See how cool that house is decorated?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to want to run over there and see it, but it's a busy street. So if your friends take off running into the street to go to that house, what do?
Stop, look, and listen.
You are very, very good. Very good answers there. Taught well, obviously, by their parents. So I want you guys to have a very safe and fun Halloween tonight. Now, parents, I'm going to tell you this. There are some things that you can also do to help keep your little ones safe. I'll have all of that for you coming up at 5. Laura?